just curious if there's something that, you see that's common or something that you could just be like, hey, you know what? Do this or don't do that.
Yeah, I guess there would be a couple of things other than like get legal advice sooner than later. Is stay up to speed on the news in your area, because a lot of times, like, I don't just read the legal channels. I'll subscribe to blogs and pay attention to different marketing newsletters. Sometimes they'll cover like, hey, this regulators are getting more serious about X issue, or so and so's been sued for this. Like, staying up to speed on the news about what's going on in your industry can at least help alert you to potential issues. Like, I wonder if that's a problem. Maybe I should ask a lawyer about that.
This is the Alden Report.
I'm super excited about our latest program. Look, we've been on television for close to 20 years, literally selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of products and services that have had a positive impact on people's lives. We've created millionaires. If you've ever watched television, you've most likely seen me on television, not dressed like this, but in a suit and a tie. Listen, we've re-engineered the process. We're allowing people, a small group of people, whether you're an author, whether you're a business coach, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a program or a service that you feel as though that can have a positive impact on people's lives, and you want to up-level your game. You're tired of what's going on social media. You're tired of AI is not kicking in. You're tired of all the money that you're spent and you're not seeing any return. You're tired of all these fraudsters out there that tell you they're going to put you in Huffington Post or USA Today or Forbes, and it's nothing just but a joke. You want to be in front of millions of people every single day all over the country. Folks, we've been doing it for 20 years. We've re-engineered the process. We've made it possible for the average everyday person to participate in this. If you want to up-level your game, if you truly want to build your profile, if you truly want to get in front of millions of people every single day, send me a direct message at Mike Alden. See it on the bottom of the screen. At Mike Alden, put TV in the message, and I will get back to you personally and see if you're a good fit for us. Again, send me a direct message at Mike Alden. Send me the message, TV, and we'll see if you're a good fit.
This is the Alden Report.
All right, my name is Mike Alden. We are here in Blue Vase Studios. Where are my 99-cent glasses? I got my 99-cent glasses, and hold on, wait a minute. Get my 99-cent glasses. I thought I had my Wicked Happy hat on, but I don't. Garrett. All right, we'll get the Wicked Happy hat on. Sorry about that. Wicked Happy hat. Listen, there's a reason why I did this. That was a setup, as you could probably tell, but I'm wicked excited for my next guest. For those of you who have been following the Alden Report for a while, you probably know that I'm still a licensed attorney here in Massachusetts. Kind of grew up in the world of advertising law, more specifically on television. And as the world of social media continues to evolve, and when I was really active as an attorney, it really wasn't a thing. But now it is really a thing. And I was on Instagram, and this guy came across my feed. And I've seen a lot of lawyers that are doing this, but I was really interested in kind of how he was doing and the advice that he was giving. I even commented on some of his stuff. And the advice that he's giving is really, really sound advice. But I also had some questions about the advice that he is giving and how that really impacts his business. Please help me welcome Robert Freund, an attorney out of California. What's up, brother?
How's it going? Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Attorney. So, I was going to wear my suit and everything, but I decided not to, because I don't do that really anymore. Let's just jump into it. I saw one of your ads. No, it wasn't even an ad. You just came across, I don't even know if you run ads, but I came across my feed. I've seen your stuff before. I think I might have commented on a couple of things, but I commented on a provision in one of the agreements that we talked about, which is an indemnification provision. So I want to talk about that in a second. But before we do, tell us about your background, man. So where'd you go to law school? Everybody wants to know, where'd you go to law school? Where'd you go to undergrad? Where'd you go to law school? When'd you graduate? How many times did you take the bar exam? All that stuff that people really act like they care about, but shouldn't.
Sure. Yeah. I grew up in Virginia Beach. I went to college at the College of William and Mary. I went to law school at UC Davis in Northern California. Graduated in 2012. moved to LA right after and started working at a large firm called Greenberg Traurig. I did commercial litigation there for close to 7 years. A lot of what I was doing there was defending big companies against advertising class actions. And the advertising related subject matter is a lot more interesting to me than the other areas that I had exposure to. I did some real estate litigation, some financial services stuff, and a lot of this advertising class action work. And when, for a variety of reasons, I decided that continuing life at a large firm was not for me, and I came to the conclusion that starting my own firm was the move. I wanted to focus on the advertising area and e-commerce related issues as well, because, like I said, it's the most personally interesting to me. I can read about some of this stuff just because I want to, and not necessarily because I'm on the clock. It's inherently interesting to me. And some of the clients we had at my previous firm would come to us for sort of like outside general counsel work that was like litigation avoidance is how I would describe it. For example, a big video game publisher might be running a campaign for a game that's coming out and say, hey, before this goes live, can you look at this? Can you tell us if there's anything we definitely shouldn't do? If there's something that's risky, can you propose something that's more in line with our risk tolerance? Can you tell us how our competitors have gotten in trouble for this sort of thing? And I like that work a lot more than the litigation piece. So my goal was, when I launched my firm in 2019, eventually move away from litigating and just doing that sort of compliance and related transactional work exclusively. And now I'm at that point, and so that's what I do. So my clients are primarily direct to consumer brands, marketing agencies, talent agencies, and then some individual talent and creators as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that, kind of bringing us up to speed of what you've done and where you're at. I said I was going to ask that question about the indemnification clause, but maybe we'll get onto that later, because you said a lot of different things there. And as an attorney for myself, Garrett, 18 years? Garrett's also a lawyer. What am I, 2004, I think, for me. So how many years is that? That's right. So, I played high school football, college football, and in high school, I played the offensive line. And the only time I ever got noticed, right, is when I missed the block, right?
Right.
And talk a little bit about the importance of having a lawyer involved early on, even if you don't think you need one, and why that's so important versus having to get one, right? And then also talk a little bit about how I think I've seen it. There are some lawyers that do have a bad reputation for this, where they have no idea about business. They have no idea about marketing, and they're just gatekeepers, and the gate's never gonna open. So I want you to also kind of dispel that there are lawyers like you that actually understand marketing, that'll show the marketers, hey, I hear you. Let me show you how to do it the right way. So I guess we get two questions.
So the first one, like why it's beneficial to have a lawyer before you're in trouble. If you're in business long enough, you are going to get sued, or someone is going to threaten to sue you. Whether you've done anything wrong or not, it's a fact of life. And the first time is usually the scariest, and people tend to be intimidated and more thrown off their game the first time it happens. But it will happen sooner or later. If it hasn't happened to you yet, that's good for you. It probably means that you're doing things the right way, but
it's coming.
Eventually someone will send you a letter, or you'll get served with something that says you got to appear somewhere. So almost across, I don't want to say always, because lawyers don't like to say that, but it's generally a hell of a lot more expensive and stressful and distracting to deal with a piece of litigation rather than investing the money up front and taking the time to safeguard yourself to the extent you can from that situation in the first place. So just like an easy example, paying somebody for a few hours of time to draft a services agreement for your agency is a hell of a lot cheaper than even responding to any lawsuit about a breach of that contract or anything else. So having somebody on your team that's proactive, and that doesn't necessarily mean, hiring a huge international law firm to look over absolutely everything you're doing all day, because they can and will run up a disgusting bill for you gladly. But it does mean like thinking strategically about what are my areas of risk, or having someone help you identify that, and getting your ducks in a row in terms of the fundamentals. Like if you're starting out, have your business set up the right way. Make sure that you have the right operating agreement. If you have people you're in business with, have your employment agreements and everything set up, because that's the kind of risk, at least in California, that can be devastating. Whatever standard agreements you're sending out to your customers or clients, have those tightened up. If you're selling things to consumers, have terms of service that you can enforce. Things like that. It really is worth the upfront time to make sure that if something goes wrong, it's going to be a lot less expensive, hopefully, than having to deal with it after the fact. The second question was about how some lawyers will just say no to everything that has any amount of risk. Like you said, people don't like that. If I said no to everything that a marketer or a brand wanted to put out in their advertising, very few campaigns would get run if I'm saying no if there's any risk at all. So what I try to do, and what most good lawyers in their respective fields try to do, is say some things are a hard no, and they just have to be. But there's far more things that are, this is the risk if you take this course of action. Here's what's happened to other people who have done it. And then it's a business decision about how much risk is this client willing to take on with knowledge of what they're getting into. You can't really make that risk assessment if you don't know what the risks are, but hopefully there's a creative solution, or even if there's not, and you're comfortable with that legal risk in your business judgment, then you at least understand the cost benefit that you're getting into when you do it, rather than just having someone say, no, that potentially could get you in trouble with X. And so the answer is no.
Yeah, again, great explanation. Again, we've been on with Rob Freund. He is an attorney out of California, practices, I believe, all over the country. I think you're admitted federally as well. So, look, the reason why we're having him on is because, as most of you know, I'm also an attorney. I practiced for, I think, 17, 18 years, we forget. But I'm also a marketer as well. I see the importance. In fact, in my last book, Blueprint to Business, which we'll talk about a little bit, this isn't about me. I spent a lot of time talking about how to avoid some of the pitfalls or simple mistakes that marketers make, in that book. So again, if you'd like some more information about Rob, just go to his Instagram. From there, you can also go to his website. And he let me do this. Again, if you're listening right now and you have a business, you're starting a business, maybe you've been in business a little while and you're not quite sure about all the things you're doing, this is the type of guy that knows what he's doing, because one, he has his finger on the pulse, so to speak. He's not just an attorney who's just sitting behind a desk. He's out there, he's posting videos. That's how I saw him. So he actually understands marketing as well. So again, you can check out his Instagram. It's Robert, Freund Law on Instagram. And again, right from there, you go to his website.
I'm super excited about our latest program. Look, we've been on television for close to 20 years, literally selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of products and services that have had a positive impact on people's lives. We've created millionaires. If you've ever watched television, you've most likely seen me on television, not dressed like this, but in a suit and a tie. Listen, we've re-engineered the process. We're allowing people, a small group of people, whether you're an author, whether you're a business coach, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a program or a service that you feel as though that can have a positive impact on people's lives, and you want to up-level your game. You're tired of what's going on social media. You're tired of AI is not kicking in. You're tired of all the money that you spent and you're not seeing any return. You're tired of all these fraudsters out there that tell you they're going to put you in Huffington Post or USA Today or Forbes, and it's nothing just but a joke. You want to be in front of millions of people every single day all over the country. Folks, we've been doing it for 20 years. We've re-engineered the process. We've made it possible for the average everyday person to participate in this. If you want to up-level your game, if you truly want to build your profile, if you truly want to get in front of millions of people every single day, send me a direct message at Mike Alden. See it on the bottom of the screen. At Mike Alden, put TV in the message, and I will get back to you personally and see if you're a good fit for us. Again, send me a direct message at Mike Alden. Send me the message TV, and we'll see if you're a good fit.